So before we go any further, picture this. At 3:47 a.m. last Tuesday, somewhere in Metro Manila, a grandmother's savings about 180,000 meant for her grandson's tuition fee for college, gone in 90 seconds. The weapon used? An AI voice cloning tool that has scraped in just 30 seconds her daughter's voice from social media video, then generated a perfect replica pleading for emergency help. The entire scam was orchestrated by algorithms that cost the criminals less than $50 to deploy. This isn't science fiction. It's Tuesday morning in the Philippines. So, good morning, esteemed colleagues from the Philippine cyberspace, defenders of our trust, our money, our lives. So while we've been gathering here this morning, cyber criminals have already launched over 400 attacks, specifically targeting Southeast Asian financial institutions. And here in the Philippines, that translates to one attempted breach every 12 minutes. And today, we're not just discussing cybersecurity. We're strategizing in an active battlefield where the enemy has discovered artificial intelligence. Thank you, ISOC, for this opportunity to address such an important topic. And as someone who has watched the remarkable digital transformation of our country and the threats that also threatens it, I believe this conversation is more timely than ever. So undoubtedly, our country has embraced digital transformation at breathtaking speed. We'll leap from cash-heavy transaction to 52% digital payments, with ambitions for 70% financial inclusion. Our success story includes mobile banking adoption rates that rival Silicon Valley innovations and fintech solutions that serve previously unbanked community across 7,641 islands. But here's our paradox. Every digital bridge we build to financial inclusion also becomes a highway for cyber criminals. This rapid digitalization creates what security experts call the expansion of attack surface. More entry points, more vulnerabilities, more opportunities for exploitation. When a rural farmer from Mindanao accesses banking through a smartphone, that's progress. But when that same smartphone becomes a gateway for AI-powered fraud, that's our challenge. So let me be clear about what we're protecting. Cybersecurity in financial institutions isn't about firewalls and algorithms. It's about safeguarding dreams. When we talk about the 5.852 billion loss to cyber attacks in Philippine banks last year, we're really talking about college funds for 32,000 students, down payments for 15,000 family homes, capital for 58,000 small businesses, retirement security for countless families. We're not just protecting data, we're protecting the trust that holds our financial ecosystem together. And nowadays, we face an extraordinary threat multiplier. Know this, AI is a double-edged sword. It's a force multiplier, both for good and for evil. For evil, it is what we call the weaponized artificial intelligence. So let me paint you a picture of what this looks like in practice. Traditional cybercrimes were craftsmen, skilled but limited by human capacity. Today's AI-powered criminals are industrialists. A single operator can now generate 10,000 personalized phishing emails in minutes, each tailored to its target social media activity. Create deepfake videos of bank executives authorizing fraudulent transfer. deploy chatbots that conduct social engineering conversation in perfect Tagalog, Cebuano, or Ilocano, test thousands of password combinations while adapting to each institution's security responses in real time. The numbers tell the story. Deep fake incidents have increased 20-fold in 3 years, with AI-generated voice comms now accounting for almost 47% of social engineering attacks in Asia Pacific. You've heard about the Hong Kong finance worker who transferred 25 million US dollar to fraudsters after participating in what he thought was a video conference with his CFO and colleagues, all deepfakes. And here's the uncomfortable truth. While we're still learning to harness AI for good, criminals have already mastered it for evil. So recognizing these evolving threats, our government has responded with unparalleled legislative action to protect our financial institutions, but more importantly, its citizens. But here's the caveat. The government cannot do it alone. Stamping out cybercrimes is not solely the government's responsibility. Banks and other financial technology companies should carry a big part of the burden in preventing cybercriminals from using vulnerabilities in their systems. The Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act, or AFASA, enacted in July 2024, represents more than new regulations. It's a declaration of war against financial crime. AFASA classifies social engineering scams and money muling as economic sabotage, mandating real-time fraud management systems with teeth. Under AFASA, financial institutions can no longer claim ignorance as a defense. The message is clear. Cybersecurity is now the law, not just best practice. If criminals are weaponizing AI, we must armor ourselves with AI. That's a simple logic that we should be guided today. But this isn't about deploying more technology. It's about deploying smarter technology. And here's what AI-powered defense looks like in practice. Real-time pattern recognition. Instead of waiting for suspicious transactions to be flagged by rule-based systems, AI can identify anomalies in milliseconds, like a customer whose typing patterns suddenly change mid-session, indicating account takeover. Behavioral analytics. AI learns how legitimate customers behave online, their usual login times, transaction patterns, even how they hold their phones, and instantly spot deviations that humans would miss. Automated response. When AI detects a threat, it doesn't just alert, it acts. It can freeze suspicious transactions, isolate compromised accounts, and even generate countermeasures, all faster than any human response team. So deploying AI in financial institutions requires addressing 4 critical challenges. This is what I call the 4 pillars of AI risk and what we can do about it. We have model drift. An AI system built at detecting fraud in January may be obsolete by July as criminal tactics evolve. Our solution? Continuous learning systems that adapt in real time. Pillar 2, hallucination risk. AI can generate plausible but false information. This is fine for writing emails, but catastrophic for approving loans. So solution, human oversight loops for critical decisions. We have supply chain security. Pre-trained AI models may arrive already compromised. This is the sad reality of it. But we have a solution, rigorous vendor vetting and isolated testing environments prior to deployment. And lastly, talent scarcity. So we need professionals who understand both Python programming and Philippine banking regulation. So right now, with the growing demand for cybersecurity professionals, we should also take into context why are we hiring these professionals for. So as mentioned earlier, this is not just protection of our asset, but also this professional must be duly aware of what the organization's mandate is. So we cannot just deploy AI far away without really understanding the threats that threatens the organization. So for talent scarcity, the recommended solution would be upskilling programs and cross-functional teams. Remember this, the most sophisticated AI system is worthless if your people don't know how to use it responsibly. So garbage in, disaster out. So in keeping with today's theme, I have devised a practical framework that I call an acronym of PRIME for those organizations planning to deploy AI in your cyber defense. So P for pilot, so start with one high-value, low-risk use case like automated email filtering or transaction clustering. Prove value before expanding. So I don't really recommend the Big Bang effect when adopting AI. You're really going to be finding yourself in a black hole if you do that. R for ready. Ensure your existing security infrastructure is AI ready with transparent model updates and monitoring capabilities. Inventory. Catalog your current AI tools and their security implications. Many organizations discover they're already using AI without realizing it. Monitor. Establish cross-functional teams to set AI guardrails and track model performance against PSP cyber resilience metrics. And lastly, exchange. Share learnings through platforms like the Financial Services Information Sharing and Analysis Center, DICT's threat intelligence loops, and of course, ISOG channels. This framework can deliver measurable results within 90 days while building the foundation for advanced AI deployment. And as we integrate AI deeper into our systems, we must treat customer data like vault cash. Track who touches it, when, and why. So this means isolating AI training data in least privileged environments, using synthetic data for generation, for testing, and development, implementing federated learning where sensitive data never leaves secure environments, maintaining ironclad access controls for both engineers and AI models. The Data Privacy Act is not our ceiling, it is our floor. Building trust requires exceeding minimum requirement and being transparent about how we use AI to protect customers. So beyond defense, we must attack the economics of cybercrime itself. So this requires enhanced international law enforcement coordination. So as we all know, criminals don't respect borders, real-time threat intelligence sharing between institutions, stringent anti-money laundering enforcement, and swift asset freezing for cybercrime proceeds. When the cost of attacking exceeds the potential reward, criminals will find it targets elsewhere, not in our sector. But here's a crucial insight. Cybersecurity is not a competition between financial institutions. It's a team sport. When one bank falls to a sophisticated attack, it damages trust in our entire sector. The most successful defense networks share threat intelligence in real time. When Bank A detects a new phishing campaign, banks B through Z should know about it within minutes, not months. This is why initiatives like ISOG are so vital. They create the communication channels that make collective defense possible. So I'm going to ask each one of you to commit to one action within the next 30 days. If you're from a financial institution, conduct an AI readiness assessment of your cybersecurity infrastructure. If you're from government, engage with one private sector partner on threat intelligence sharing. And if you're a technology provider, offer to brief one client on AI-powered security capabilities. If you're a consultant, help one organization understand their AI risk profile. The threat landscape changes daily, and our response must be equally dynamic. So let me return to our grandmother from Metro Manila. In the world we're building together, her story ends differently. When the AI-generated voice calls claiming to be her daughter, her bank's AI should recognize the social engineering patterns instantly. The transaction should be blocked before it processes. The voice sample is analyzed and added to a shared database, protecting thousands of our families. She keeps her 180,000 pesos, and her grandson gets his education. Trust in our financial system grows stronger. The question isn't whether the next AI-powered cyber attack will target Philippine financial institutions. It's actually whether we'll be ready when it does. With the FASA providing legal backing, BSP offering regulatory guidance, and organizations like ISOC facilitating collaboration, we have the foundation for success. We just need the execution. I kept promoting ISOC. Maybe after this forum, I'll be one of the members now. So the fact of the matter is that criminals are already using AI and the regulations are already in place. So what else should we do to make sure that when future keynote speakers tell stories about cybersecurity in the Philippines, they would be stories of successful defense and not devastating loss? The only variable left is our collective will to act. And let's make sure the answer to "Are we ready?" is always yes. And let that commitment guide everything we do from this moment forward. So thank you everyone for listening, and let's have a productive session today.